Well, I completely forgot to add my own video to the stream. It shows you where my head is at right now. Hi, everybody. Let me see, make sure I get the comments up so I can see them. And, oh, thank you, Anakin. I appreciate that. So welcome to this birthday stream. We're going to be opening some things, taking any comments that may come in, if any come in. Most likely will be no guests. There aren't any guests planned. This was sort of a last minute thing thrown together. So it's me just sort of opening up a few things and talking or not talking. I mean, if no one shows up, then I'm just going to be sitting here talking to myself as I open things. And that's fine. That's fine. If you've never watched one of these open chats, this is basically me just opening stuff that I've gotten and having a conversation with either a guest or anyone in the chat, and that's basically it. Nothing more than that. Very low key, very conversational, very just just in the moment. See what happens. But yeah, so this is my birthday stream. So we're gonna have a few things opening that people have very kindly sent over for my birthday, or things that I've gotten myself or have come in the mail the past couple of days. So let me do this real quick. Make sure that I let everyone know that we are live right now, and you can see just how organized all of this is. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so what we're gonna open first. First, I did want to give a shout out on this is not something be kind of messy if I opened it right now, but a very kind gift. I did want to thank Heather for sending a bag of Dole pineapple flavored soft serve mix, or as everyone who has been to Disneyland or Disney World knows, Dole Whip. So I can make some Dole Whip at home in my soft serve ice cream machine that I have, a little dinky Cuisinart machine, but go ahead and make not just a Dole Whip. Not going to make just a Dole Whip. I'm going to make the superior version, the Dole Float, in which it is the Dole Whip in pineapple juice. So thank you, Heather, for sending this bag. I have no idea how many servings this makes, but considering, the list is made for a commercial setting because they're wanting you to mix it in a bucket, and I will not be mixing it in a bucket at home. So obviously I'm going to have to tinker because I can't. It's been so I made this many years ago. Dole very kindly sent over all of their flavors samples: pineapple, strawberry, lemon, raspberry, I think was another one that they had. I think those are the flavors they sent over. So I've made it before, but I can't remember the ratios for the home mix. So I'm going to have to figure those out again. I'll go rewatch the video that I made all those years ago of me making this to remind myself. But thank you, Heather, for that gift of being able to make some Dole Whips. So I think the first thing that I will open is a gift that was sent. Got a Star Wars figure. A gift sent by my pal Hal. Shout out to Hal, and a very big thank you for sending over this Tala Durith. It's so weird when we get last names in action figures. Tala Durith, Star Wars Black Series action figure, newly released. This is the first time we're getting a female Imperial sculpt. So hopefully we'll be able to get more Imperials released in the near future. But let's go ahead and open up Tala Durith, which I'm assuming is the only version we're going to get of Tala, even though we only saw this version briefly in one episode before, she was in essentially her pre-Rebel year, helping out Obi-Wan. So it's kind of it's so weird when these figures are so behind the media that they were featured in, that it's odd to get this a year after Kenobi, the series. Sort of came and went, and the figures, we just got Obi-Wan. We just got a new Obi-Wan announced in the Black Series, from the final episode, the final version of Obi-Wan when he greets Qui-Gon. And we're also getting a Spirit Qui-Gon to go with it. But again, so late. So late on these. I think that's the only one I need to open to get this out of here. Boop. We're getting to the end of the plastic-free packaging. We're going to be getting the windows back soon. I'm going to miss the paper. I like the paper. I'm not so big a fan of the boxes not being able to... yes, if I'm pre-ordering something, then it doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to be able to see the paint job beforehand anyway. But if I'm getting it from a store, I am able to compare paint jobs, and I have gotten some dodgy paint jobs on figures, the face printing, that I wish I'd been able to compare. You're spending so much money on these things nowadays, but you kind of want, obviously, the best version you can get for the money on them. Okay, got that open. Set this box to the side. And pretty straightforward. We got just a blaster, which I don't know. Should I have? I think I'll just. It's always easier just to put them in the holsters so you don't lose them. The face sculpt is great. Solid face printing. Hey! See, in here I thought I was just talking into a void. Hi, Drew. How are you doing? Hope you're doing swell. And I appreciate it. Thank you very much for I don't know, maybe you're just stopping by to say happy birthday and then leaving. You got a family. You got things to do. It's a good sculpt. It's got a little bit of that weird shine that the figures have nowadays, so I'll probably possibly hit it with a dull coat just to knock that shine back a bit. But yeah, the sculpt is good on this one. Face printing is good. And yeah, so thank you, Hal, for this wonderful gift of Tala. Drew, I know you're extraordinarily busy. You were never not busy. Your profile photo is incredibly out of date now. You need to update that. You need to keep it current. Otherwise, people won't recognize that it's you anymore. Let's see, maybe do an arm behind pose. It's always good to have a little head cock to the side just to give a little more personality when posing a figure. Where could I put this so it's not going to fall down? Because I'm going to knock into it with things. And if anyone's seen the photo, I'm keeping my Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane posed in the Got Your Hat. Why are you sad, Drew? Why would you be sad? Don't be sad. I made you sad. I want to make you sad on my birthday. That wasn't my birthday wish. I just want people to be able to identify and celebrate you in a crowd. There are no hot rod figures. This is not Nigel's birthday stream. Our mutual pal Nigel and his love of not just Transformers, but specifically Hot Rod from Transformers the movie and the rightfully mostly forgotten post-movie season of Transformers when everyone just wanted Optimus back. No, there's no Transformers. I have no Transformers to unbox right now. Weren't even on my Amazon list. Maybe I'll get a Hot Rod figure. Just to spite Nigel. So again, thank you, Hal, for the Tala. What are we going to open next? What have we got here? I didn't want to show these before because I'm going to lose a lot of space here as I open up some things that I have picked up recently. Give to myself a few years ago. How many years ago is it now? Was it 2017? Drew, do you remember when Zelda Breath of the Wild came out? It was 2017, right? So that's 6 years ago. Does that sound right? Very hard to find merchandise that featured that version of Link or featured him accurately. Basically, you were limited to the amiibo that came out. But the one great thing that did come out that I did pick up at the time, because it looked incredible, first 4 figures did a statue, PVC statue of Link, which is incredible. I mean, it remains incredible. The sculpting on this thing, I mean, it stands, what, about 6 inches tall? No, maybe 7 or 8. I mean, it really is just wonderful piece. I've had it since it came out. Maybe it came out a year after the game. I can't remember. But I did finally pick up. I didn't realize that they continued making more figures from Breath of the Wild. And I picked up the Zelda that they did for that series. So obviously these are the Breath of the Wild versions, not the Tears of the Kingdom new versions. You know what? This has like a hollow base. The base on this is super heavy and weighted. So that's a change. This is the first time I've had them side by side since, because I just got the Zelda in. But just wanted to show off these incredible. I know they did the Champions as well, statues. I've not gotten those. I managed to get this open and much cheaper than retail off of eBay. So it seemed like a good deal to get for myself. But now I have a Zelda and a Link to potentially maybe find shelf space for. I do it to myself. But they're great statues. What are we going to open next? These just came this past week. Everyone else seemed to be getting them too, but mine arrived. So I think we should open the Four Spirits, Anakin, Yoda, and Obi-Wan Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary Edition. Yes, that is Hayden Christensen as Anakin. The size of that bubble is ridiculous. For that, I don't know why they did a bubble that big and didn't put just anything else there. Weirdly enough, not weirdly, disappointingly, you don't get a railing, you don't get the little fence piece, anything for them to interact with, even though obviously you have all of that space. They could have put some kind of accessory. All you get is the 3 figures. They had come out with the Obi-Wan and the Yoda Force Spirit, although it was not. This is a new sculpt. So this is the better version. This is the shorter version, more in line with the proper scale, not the oversized one they did previously. And the Anakin is all new. But let's see. Let's take a look at the back before we open this up. His facial expression was just weird. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, I'm disappointed that the piece of wood fencing is not included, and they don't mention it. I wish they had put piece of wood fencing not included, because it feels like we were cheated out of why. They obviously knew that it would be better as a display to have a piece of the fence for them to interact with, because they're just 3 characters standing around. That is the entirety of their scene at the end of Return of the Jedi. And to not include a little piece of fencing for a not inexpensive set seems a bit ridiculous. So we're going to open these up. Yeah, I got it. I think the pre-order for these went up around the time of the Jedi re-release in theaters. And I think nostalgia just got a hold of me, and they suckered me in. Would I get them again if presented now? Maybe not. Who am I kidding? Probably so. But whatever. Hey, Eric. Cheers. I appreciate it. And yes, it is scrolling. If anyone, there's tipping links, and the Amazon wish list link is fixed finally. I don't know how many open chats we've done that I kept plugging that there, not knowing it was a broken link until Mike Case last week let me know that, oh yeah, your Amazon wishlist link is broken because YouTube weirdly truncated the link. So now it's fixed. If anyone would like to get any, there's equipment on there. There's weird fun stuff. But if you would like to show any support by getting anything off the wish list, or just becoming a patron on Patreon, or just a tipping anything, it's appreciated, because I haven't been able to monetize the YouTube channel yet. So if you'd like to do any of those things, it'd be very much appreciated. If you don't want to, that's fine. Oh, geez. Well, anyone can go look at my Wikipedia entry and figure that out. I don't want to make it real by stating it out loud. Older than no, there's no quippy way to make it fun. Old. It's just old. It's just old. Which one should I open? I guess Anakin first. Although we should build to Anakin, because he's the truly new one. Because the Yoda we've had before, because it was released in the Dagobah Luke with the training backpack. So we have had this retooled version of Yoda before. So we go Yoda. I mean, look at that empty. You could have fit a railing back behind there. That just doesn't. Thank you, Red Raptor. I appreciate it. Yeah, that could have fit back there. All right, this has the tape on here, so I should have prepared this earlier. Let's get the tape off here. This is all 40th anniversary figures. Is it just the tape at the bottom? Yeah. Well, I mean, I can open this. Oh, no, it's coming off. Well, anyone who's watched the open chats knows that I like to save the card backs. That's just something from when I was a kid. I like having them. I mean, when they're the retro Kenner style, I mean, it's just... They're fun. They're fun character card backs. So... I'm not a rip open kind of person when it comes to these. Whoop. Just trying to get this underneath the lip there. There we go. How's everyone doing this evening? I have no idea how long I'm going to stream tonight, by the way. Not long. I mean, I would like to get a few birthday-ish things. I'm going to go watch a movie. I was surprised to see that I guess we're already getting digital releases, speaking, Drew, of Transformers. But Rise of the Beasts hits digital tomorrow already, as does Asteroid City, which seems like it just came into theaters. I mean, has it even been a month yet for Asteroid City? And then we just got, what, Guardians of the Galaxy? Just came out this week. These things are coming fast and furious. Speaking of which, Fast and Furious came fast and furious onto digital. That was less than a month, right? From its theatrical release? Yeah, the turnarounds are ridiculous. I mean, I'm happy since going to the theater has decreased in its enjoyability. I don't know, I think people have forgotten how to just be polite to other theater goers in a theater. Yeah, I'm not entirely sold on how they do the weird spirit stuff. Because they're printing it in a translucent plastic, printing it. Me 3D printing too much. They're obviously making these with a translucent plastic and then painting the painted sections for the fade up, and then it's the weird sparkly clothes that sort of are just bizarre. Now that I have this in hand, let's see how it looks with some light underneath it. Not that I'd ever display it this way, but well, that's a little too bright. If I could turn down my brightness, I mean, it doesn't. Bring the light down a little bit. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, the Force Ghosts are not as transparent as we think they are in our memories. I mean, if you look at the Force Ghosts, there's a very vague translucency, and you get most of their color. I think, in my mind, I easily confuse the Force Spirit look with hologram look, which is a more solid blue and much more translucent than the Force Spirits. Yeah, it does. It does. It does share some of the sparkly aspects of Snoke's robes. Put Yoda over there with Yoda's cane, which I guess Yoda still needs in his Force Spirit afterlife. I mean, you get to bring clothes with you. I guess, do you get to bring props? Like, if you become a Force Spirit, can you bring, like, your favorite cup with you? Like a stuffed animal? Where's Alex and Molly Damon? We need some answers. Get me a scrimshaw. Get me a knapsack. I have questions. Let's see. Can we get this open now? I'm trying to rush this a little bit, but also not ruin the card back by taking this tape off slowly. I do like to get the tape off. And we got a little bit of tape there. Residue. So use the other tape to get the residue off. Am I the only one who does this? Surely not. So what movies has everyone seen lately? Everyone seen Indiana Jones yet? I just went to AMC. I've had their. I got one of my Stubbs tickets, which I haven't used in ages, even though I retained being a member because they made it punitive if you tried to cancel your membership, saying you wouldn't be able to sign up again for 6 months if you decided to cancel. But I haven't gone for 6 months. Because the AMC theaters don't do reserved seating, so I'll go to the Regal, which does. Because not reserved seating is life's too short to deal with that stress nonsense. But I went ahead and got one of my Stubbs tickets to go get the patches that they were giving away. I can't believe I just dropped that. They were giving away an Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny souvenir patch. So I went and got that. And I did not go see the movie. I just walked up, claimed my ticket, and got my patch. Hey, Ranger Donald, how are you doing? Thank you very much. And because they were giving the patches out yesterday, if you went to go see Dial of Destiny, but they still had them left today. So if you have an AMC near you and you have Stubbs or just want to go see Raiders for the first time or again, they probably still have their patches left because it doesn't look like the box office is doing too great that they would burn through what they had. It was weird that they didn't do the patches on opening weekend. It's weird that they came out a week later. So did you see it at AMC, Ranger Donald? Did you get a patch? Oh, and MI7. MI7 Part 1. Is it MI7A and then MI7B? Or is it MI7 then MI8? Because I know it's a two-parter, so technically I don't know if I'd call the next one 8, since it's finishing 7. I think they definitely did a better job on the face printing on this one than the last Spirit version they did of Obi-Wan. Oh, so yeah. Well, I went to an AMC Classic today and got the patch. So maybe did they say they got them in at all? Because they only started giving them out yesterday, but it seems they still have them today. So if you still have your ticket stub, it might be worth calling the office and seeing if they have them in, and if you could bring your ticket stub and show them if they give you a patch, or your digital ticket stub, I guess I should say. Because technology and apps, and who gets stubs anymore? Well, now I feel old again. Yeah, I definitely think that I'm gonna have to fix his robe so it doesn't cover him so much. You hold the cane okay? Let me stand him up. Let me stand him up. Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, and then we have Anakin. And then there was Anakin. Well, that was bizarre. That's bizarre. They just decided to keep the patches. I mean, they're not. It's not the best thing in the world. I think the patch is maybe 3 inches wide by an inch tall, maybe a little over an inch tall. It's not a big patch. It's fine. It comes on one of those. It's on a cardboard card with that image of Indy. I mean, it's a fine tchotchke. Yeah, is that the only AMC that you have in the area? You have others that you can check. So it might be worth calling others to see if they have it available. Yeah, I am going to be doing a giveaway soon, sometime this week. I think I'm going to launch it. For anyone who got the Art of DuckTales book, I got something super special that we did for the release, and I think I'm going to give away a couple of those, but I'm not sure quite the mechanic. I think it might tie into folks who are. I think I might give one away to one of my patrons on Patreon. One away to anyone who subscribed on YouTube, which, I guess go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you aren't already, which is a thing people say. And maybe one to one of my Blue Sky followers. I'm on Blue Sky now for anyone who is over there. Obviously still on Twitter. Probably give away one on Twitter and give away one on Instagram. So if you're not following me in those places and would like to increase your chances of winning, if you're a DuckTales fan and would like something super cool and super rare, you might want to go ahead and follow in those places. It don't cost you nothing. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that giveaway, launch that this week. It was a weird choice for the look he decided to give the camera. Hayden. But it's nice to have a new head sculpt and a new Jedi body, since this is a taller Jedi body. So I assume this is a prelude to us getting a new Anakin Skywalker figure at some point. Hey, Harmonizing Enjoy. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, again, if anyone hasn't seen Open Chat before, it's a spinoff of another show I do called Force 5, which is where I have amazing guests on, and we talk about their top 5 Star Wars action figures / collectibles in their collection. Wonderful conversations, amazing guests. You can check that up on the channel. This is more just a loose conversation with folks where I open up a ton of unopened stuff that has just been sitting around needing to be opened. So a loose open chat. Yeah, that's definitely a much better Hayden sculpt than they've done before. So they certainly, though, can't reuse this for a Darth Vader dark side Anakin. Excuse me. This is a very serene Anakin Skywalker. But it's good to know now they have at least the ability to do a new regular Anakin. Yeah, what is the size? I mean, yeah, everything looks new. Because he's certainly taller. The inner robes are different. The torso is different. So yeah, they did, it appears, make a whole new sculpt for that Force Spirit Anakin. Oh, real? So the cinematic XD, is that a reserve theater? Are you able to reserve your seating in those? I mean, I drive an hour to go to a Regal just because they offer reserve seating. So I certainly know what that's like. You know what? I think I'm going to open this up real quick before getting to another wonderful birthday gift from a friend. But I did pick one of these up today. And I picked this up. I already had this. This is the archive release of Leia, which is not the best head sculpt. It would have been nice if they had redone that. Certainly, the face printing is a lot better than the original release of this. But I got this for a specific reason. Let's get the tape off this. For something I want to try, a little custom thing. These are going on rebate. I don't know if anyone has an Ollie's near them, but they have a ton of Black Series figures dirt cheap right now. If you've not gotten a Ponda Baba or Dr. Evazan, you can get those for under $10 right now. They had a ton of those at my Ollie's. Thankfully, I had not picked those up yet and was able to get them from there for that significantly reduced price. But they also have Saw Gerrera's, which were the deluxe figures that were, $32 when they came out? $31? Now $10. I picked one of those up last month. I think that was when they hit Ollie's. Because I want to do the Lane Speeder Luke customization for that. Oh, they let you bring snacks? Your own from home? Or just the ones that you buy? I mean, I don't know who brings them, who doesn't bring them from home. Snacks are easy to bring in. Popcorn, not so much. Or drinks. But certainly candy. I will never buy candy again from a theater. Yeah, yes, you and the smoke. You got to have a mushroom cloud envelop your screen. Yeah, this is not the worst Leia that they've ever done, sculpting wise, in the Black Series line, certainly. So I'm not saying but it's not the best. I think the best Carrie Fisher that they've done so far, I don't know. I mean, the comic version Leia is pretty good. The Endor one, I don't remember being that bad, but it feels slightly off to me. Yeah, I think the comic version is what I'd go with as far as the best Carrie Fisher sculpt in the Black Series scale that they have right now. Let me get these blasters out. Well, at least they're not the rubbery plastic we've been getting lately. Okay. So, I'm going to do a bit of a what if on this one. Because I don't know if anyone has been to Target lately, but they are clearancing the Indiana Jones figures that they have. And by clearancing, I mean like $12. $12 each. I got an extra Marion, Ravenwood, Karen Allen, for $12. Could not pass that up, but I want to do a head swap and a sort of what if Karen Allen had been cast as Princess Leia. So the head sculpts, I don't know what the joints are like underneath, but we're going to find out in a second. I am not going to pull the character's head off on camera. Won't do that. So, also, I'm sure it's super tight on here. I might not be able to do this right now. It might be something I need to heat up. Oh, all this planning, and yet I did not plan. I don't want to break this joint. Well, that's on there super tight. Well, that's for later then. Best laid plans of Mice and Ken. But I'm going to try that. I'm going to try doing a head swap on these two. And then, yes, I will try the Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia on the Marion. Although, boy, the height difference between these two, I do not think is accurate. I know Carrie Fisher was not a tall person, but that seems a bit extreme. So we'll see how that looks. I could just even fake it by putting the robe over top of Marion. But we'll do that later. I thought I was going to be able to do it on stream. Yeah, I'm going to have to heat up. That ball joint on that head is not wanting to give. So we'll put those over there for now. But that's why I bought the extra layer and the extra Marion. The head sculpt on Marion is pretty good. It certainly is one of those eye placements that benefit from finding whatever the sweet spot is for posing to really sell the sculpt. But yeah, $12, hard to pass up. I also got another Sala and another tote, so now tote can be displayed in his proper face melty form. So that's the only way to display tote. That jerk monster. Let's get to speaking of pals and gifts and Black Series. Thank you to Mike for sending this Empire Strikes Back 40th Anniversary Rebel Soldier. Oh, it's been a long day. Hey, Sean. How are you doing? Welcome to the open chat. Sean is my toy dealer. He is helping to facilitate all of my bad toy habits. We're going to get this tape off the back. Yes, thank you to Mike for this wonderful gift. The Rebel Soldier I did not pick up when it originally came out, and so I had been missing it. And I'm very, very happy and grateful to Mike for gifting this. I'm just going to cut this thing right now, and I will clean it up later, because this has got 2 pieces of tape. Oh, and I already tore it. See, don't rush. Don't rush, people. Don't rush. You do. You do it well. You all are fantastic at doing it well. If anyone is ever in Wilmington, North Carolina, go to Memory Lane Comics Part 1 and Part 2. Absolute, not only great comic and collectible shops, but absolutely fantastic staff. And if anyone has ever been to a comics or collectibles shop that has an awful staff, you know how wonderful it is to find shops that have great staff. And by great staff, I mean knowledgeable, fun, conversational, helpful. Yeah, that's something special, and that certainly exists at Memory Lane, and I appreciate having found them, and have been a patron ever since. In fact, that's where I did my signing for the Art of DuckTales release. I can't highlight your comment right now, Donald. But yes, it's very rare to see the indies at Target. It does seem like Totes, Bellocks, Marion's, those were the my main ones there. I mean, now I kind of, because I got those 3, I now have 3/5 of a finished second arc of the Covenant. So now I kind of want to get another indie and Belloc to finish those out to get another arc, because I would love to have an arc that's actually shiny like it is in the movie, because here's the extra one. It's got the sort of dull plastic gold, and I would like to do a nice super shiny metallic paint job to have it more accurately reflect what is in the film. So the 2 angel angels for the lid come with Indy, and then the poles on either side come with Belloc. So the poles aren't the worst thing not to have, honestly, but you kind of need the two angels on top to finish the look. So yeah, hopefully I'll find Indy on rebate as well. But it's so weird, the lifespan of that line and how it has come and gone. Which Ahsoka are you talking about? The Hot Toys Ahsoka? Surely, Sean, you've gotten your Hot Toys Ahsoka. You got the Hot Toys Ahsoka, right? Didn't you finally? Yeah, the Belloc. Honestly, Sean, I would go check Target right now and see if it's in stock at the discount price before they're gone, because that is part of the reduction down to $12. Did I get it? Yeah, I got everything out of it. So now, if I remember correctly, this is the Rebel Soldier that's supposed to have the swappable faceplates, right? Is that the little compartment right here? Ah, feels like this should be with a Zartan figure. So we can take this off. Oh, come off easily. This feels so weird. Speaking of Mission Impossible, well, now it looks like a robot. Now I can make a Nathan Hamill Hoth Rebel Soldier. Yes, I'll definitely go check Target tomorrow before they're gone. Like I said, they were all discounted. The Gamorrean guards for the Black Series are down to $13 if they still have them in stock. And those were a $33 release. So I don't know what's going on with Target's clearancing on these things. The retro Indiana stuff is also on sale for anyone who wants to get those. I think they were down to $5 a piece. This is a great figure. I mean, the paint job on this and the sculpt. It's weird when the face printing and the sculpting is the best on a background character. And even just the outfit. Cheers very much, Mike, for this wonderful gift. I very much appreciate it. And also, thanks for the heads up letting me know that the wish list link was broken. Again, for anyone who want to support me or the channel, again, monetization isn't activated yet on the YouTube channel, but down below in the description, you'll find the links for my Patreon if you want to do that, or there's a tip jar if you want to do that, or the Amazon wish list if you would like to do that. That link is now working. It hadn't been working previously, but it is working now. So anything is appreciated. Or if you just want to hit like and subscribe on the video right now, and for my channel, that would be appreciated as well. Yes, I know Nathan was on crate, but with that other face on, it does look like Nathan. Shout out to Nathan. Let's see. And I'm assuming this is in reference to not having gotten the Ahsoka yet. The show premieres in a matter of weeks. Do you want to be in the position where you missed out? You had your window to get it, and then you missed it. You don't want to miss it. You want to get that Ahsoka before it's gone. And then you're like, oh, I wish I had an Ahsoka. Because now the Ahsoka show's on. Another Ollie's pickup. I have one of these, but this was like $4. But I wanted to get it. This is from Last Jedi. Speaking of Luke and Hamill's, I want to get this because I was curious to see if I could pop the head off and take that hood off to get the look that's on the package, because this is a 5 POA figure. This is not a vintage collection super articulated figure. So I'm not sure what the joint is on the neck. I presume it's still easy to pop off, but we'll find out in a second, won't we? They use tape on this? What a weird time for these figures. It's so weird to have such a tiny footprint on the packaging on this. Get that tape up. Oh, did I do well all the way up until that point and then ripped it? Is that what I did? Son of a gun. Dag nabbit. Well, take it a little slower on the rest then. Yeah. I'll just get them out and then I'll deal with the rest later. Boop. Okay. We got his worry stick. Let's see if we can get that hood off. How do you break a figure? Let's see. Oh, well, I guess I don't need to take the head off. I can just take the hood off. Is that on a ball joint? It is not on a ball joint. Well, it's got a little bit of rock to it, so maybe, but not a great ball joint. Well, I didn't need to do that. I needed to get that figure. And I didn't need to take his head off. I mean, it's not bad for the time. It doesn't have the face printing, but it's not a bad paint job. This is definitely one that benefits from being able to look at a bunch of different options and pick whichever one looks the best. But you let the shadows play over those eyes, then even the traditional painting looks good. Might be fun to take a wash to that and sort of put a wash in the hair to give it a little more texture. I mean, it's an extra one. It was one to play with, see how it looks. Customizing it up. Can't believe I'm a doofus when it came to this hood. Nobody mentioned this to anyone. This is just a secret. This is just between us. No one else will see this, right? I mean, is this the fishing spear? Maybe this is the fishing spear. I have to go back and look and see what the spear looked like, because that certainly looks like a knife edge on top. Yeah, a little grumpy Luke. Put a little grumpy Luke there. What else did we get? I'm not gonna open this right now, but speaking of ollies, I did pick up an extra one of these to do another custom. I think I'm going to do another custom Fantastic Four. So I already did the version where I painted the white parts black to match their traditional blue and black outfits. But now I think I might do a set where I leave the white but paint the blue black like it's supposed to be, because the outfits when John Byrne originally did them were black and white outfits. And it's one of those cases where the blue highlights that comics would use on black costuming and hair and such eventually took over, and people just interpreted the blue highlights as it being a blue color for the things rather than just a highlight. So also that looks a lot more striking when you do the black and white than the blue and white. It has a horrible head paint job and sculpt. It is not good. This is probably the worst. And I like the Marvel Retro figures, but something about, and this was the best. I mean, most of the ones were the eye placement was not great on them, so this took a lot of picking. But for the price, it was worth going ahead and attempting to do another custom. And I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan, so nice to pick that up. Not going to open it right now, but I do have it. Something I will open now, though, that also was a pickup from Ollie's and fun. Just as an Archie comics reader as a kid, $4. Have a Jughead figure. Sure. You know, so I can display with my Star Wars figures. You can fight Darth Maul. I mean, I'm usually not a huge fan of the reaction stuff. I'm not. I don't think they quite capture or understand what the stylization was for the original Kenner figures. So they end up more instead looking like, well, we don't have to pay for likeness rights, so I'm going to make this as loose an interpretation as possible. But this is pretty good. It's a pretty good Jughead. Hey, Mike. I opened up and thanked you profusely. So you'll have to go back and watch the wonderful Hoth Rebel Trooper. Very much appreciated. So telling people that you you helped me fix my broken Amazon wish list link. If anyone has 6 hours that they would like to fill, like a long road trip or intercontinental flight, check out the open chat that I did with Mike last week. Wonderful conversation. We talked about a lot of things. A lot of opinions were shared. Go check it out. Always fun and an utter delight to have Mike on the show. And go check out the Force 5 we did too. And go check out Mike's channel. I mean, you could do a Jughead as Maul repaint. Got to get his sandwich out. Sandwich is taped in there. It's weird to have an accessory just taped to the side. I mean, that's certainly a cost-cutting measure. If you don't want to do an inner tray, just tape your accessory right to the side of the bubble and let your figure flop around in there while he hold the sandwich. Watch this be a thing that pops right out of his hand. It goes right on the carpet, and I'll have to find it later. Yeah, I don't think he's going to hold this sandwich. Is he? Oh, he got it. Oh, yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Not worth it. Okay. Well, he's just going to stand with his sandwich. Well, that's Jughead for you. Have I missed any chat? Yes. Or just a double-bladed subber. Double-bladed subber. Or a double-bladed hokey. Yeah, it's been a long day. I'm sorry. It's just been a long day. Here's a fun thing. Thank you to, I got a wonderful gift. I got a few gifts from my good friend Mark. One of the things Mark sent was this. I don't know if you are familiar with this, but this was a book. If anyone's familiar with the publishing company Taschen usually does these big, immense, very definition of the concept coffee table books. They're like 50 pounds and like 3 feet tall, 2 feet wide, just ridiculously huge books, but they're packed with information and photos, and they're hugely expensive. But what they've begun doing is shrinking down. Like this is the exact same content that's in the full-size massive version of this book, but they've shrunk it down into a much cheaper and easier to handle version. They've done one on Marvel Comics as well, Disney. So a few of their books they've done this with. This is the Star Wars one, and I have wanted to have this for quite a while. I do not have the full big version of it that they released, because I think it's like a $300 book, and these I think around 20 something bucks. So highly recommended. They're great books, a lot of rare photos, great information in these. So thank you, Mark, for this. And also this, which I had not picked up yet. This is the Vintage Collection Mandalorian Imperial Trooper, Stormtrooper Navarro Cantina from the scene at the end of Mando Season 1. Excuse me. So this is their deluxe packaging. Had not been able to pick this up yet. Very thankfully, a gift from Mark. So let's open that up. I mean, I understand what they're sort of. I mean, it was. Tashin's been around for a long, long time, and that's always sort of been their gimmick, to be like the Criterion collection of publishers. Like they did one on, and usually they were meant to be. They were super limited edition traditionally, super high end, like the best paper. I have a Kubrick book that they did that actually has a film frame from some of the film in Kubrick's personal collection. It was done after he had passed away. So like chopped up some of his film prints and included it with the book. So they're meant to be collector's editions, high end sort of stuff. But I think, maybe they reached a point. I don't know if it was spurred on by the pandemic. I'm not sure when this initiative started. But they kind of realized they were leaving, ironically, a lot of money on the table by not having more accessible versions. Like they were still going to sell the high end ones because they're a presentation piece and a sort of status piece, and also for collectors who, love Tashin or just love having those big. I mean, they're gifts. They're they're either gifts to yourself or gifts to somebody else. Big, impressive editions. But yeah, it's nice to have these accessible versions. Also, storage wise, because they're very unwieldy to store. The shelf space for it. They're unwieldy just to look at. Like it's the kind of thing when you go to a library and they have a big massive book on a dedicated desk just to flip through it. It's that kind of thing. So I'm going to keep these directions out, pack the rest of this away. I don't know if I'm going to assemble this just yet, because I don't know if this is going to go into the display. I have not set up my Navarro Cantina playset yet, so I may wait on this and set this aside for now. I don't know if this is the new Stormtrooper sculpt or if this is the old one. Well, it's for people who know much more about it than me to figure it out. Yeah, it is. It's exactly like, an illuminated text that you would expect to find in a grand library somewhere. But that was their whole gimmick. That's what they built their company on, is those special editions. So I get it. I understand it. I'm glad that the option now is available, because the information in them generally is great. Like I said, there's a lot of unique photos and such also that they'll include in them that are worth getting. So definitely check them out in the more accessible form. What do we have next? What else came? What else do I want to show? What else is there? Oh, I can show this. Speaking of Fantastic Four and Diamond Select, hopefully they're going to make these available again. But I finally was able, thank you, Diamond Select, to get their Utau. I've never known exactly how to. I'm just going to call them the Watcher. Their version of the comics version of the Watcher. The one that Hasbro released in their Marvel Legends line was for the What If line. So it was based on the more realistic animated series version depiction of him. But this is straight out of, this is, pure Kirby version of the Watcher. Amazing sculpt. They're technically a 7-inch scale, but the Watcher is supposed to be bigger than a standard 6-inch figure, so it is fine. So this is going to go great with my Fantastic Four line. This is just a great figure. This is fun. As an old school Marvel and Fantastic Four fan. Sure, Uatu. We'll go Uatu. It's one of those. It's one of those things that, as a kid, and it's not reflected in the spelling at all. I would call Utoa, but that is not how the letters go. But as a kid, you just lock on to how your brain wants to interpret it, and sometimes those stick far beyond the time they should. So we're going to stick with the Watcher. Also, this game, this is a bit frustrating because this is from a wave of TVC when Hasbro decided arbitrarily that some of these figures they would offer for pre-order and some they would not. So this one I was able to pre-order, the Tusken Warrior from the Book of Boba Fett, but the Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, this Clone Captain Hauser, the Endor Han Solo, and the Weequay never went up for pre-order in any fashion individually. You could get whole cases, but not the individual figures. I still don't have them. I don't know when. I'm gonna have to wait until they eventually just get added when they're released. So yeah, that's another weird arbitrary Hasbro decision. But we got the Tusken Warrior. Let's get the Tusken Warrior out. Just a little programming note for anyone curious about when some new open chats will be coming up. We got some fun guests coming up this month. Just going to say, if you're a fan of the Venture Brothers, keep an eye out on when I announce something coming up. Also know another great friend that I normally do Bit of a Chats with. If you've ever listened to my podcast, A Bit of a Chat with Ken Plume, I think there's like 500 something episodes with an amazing array of guests. But someone who's been on numerous Bit of a Chats is going to be doing an open chat at the end of this month. So keep an eye out for that announcement. More Force 5s coming soon. They're just hard to book. A lot of moving parts, people's schedules to get sorted, but there will be more episodes coming soon for that. So yeah, this is very. So I think what everyone's saying is this is essentially the Rise of Skywalker Rey figure. A lot of reuse from that, particularly on the upper torso. I did not have the Rise of Skywalker Rey figure. But, I mean, this is obviously the headpiece is a new sculpt. And it definitely does look like it would be Rey's robes. But, hey, it works. If it means the figure gets out, reuse is fine. That's how you manage a line and are able to get things out. Sure. I mean, if it's egregious and looks nothing like what a figure should, then I'm not a big fan of it, but this is like the best way to do reuse. It's a nice figure. Uh-oh. What? Uh-oh. I'll put Tuscan Warrior over with Cranky Old Luke. Am I running out of stuff? Am I running out of stuff that I had to open tonight? What do we got? What do we have so far? We had the Tala, which was a gift from my pal Hal. Thank you, Hal. We had the Rebel, the Rebel Soldier from Mike. Thank you, Mike. We had the Navarro Cantina Stormtrooper from my pal Mark. Thank you, Mark. The Four Spirits, the little Yoda hiding behind. He's shy. What else do we have? I think that may be just about it. Did I open everything that I had? Ready to go? Yeah. Because some of the stuff I'm saving for the next big open chat with a guest. But I wanted to get some of the birthday stuff. Might be doing an open chat at the end of the week. Not sure yet. We'll see. Does anyone? And we do have that. Like I said, that giveaway is going to be coming soon. So if you're a fan of the Art of the DuckTales book and the new DuckTales series, very, very special giveaway I'll be announcing soon. And if you'd like more information about that, keep an eye out on my social channels, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, Patreon. Definitely, if you're interested, become a patron on Patreon. What else? Like and subscribe. Like I said, there's a link to the Patreon. There's a tipping link and a now functional Amazon wish list. Some of these ones were purchased from the wish list, and I appreciate that immensely. And for you all thinking of me and being here to celebrate my birthday with me, it's been very much appreciated and enjoyed. If you have any other questions for the folks who are watching in the chat, now's your time to ask them. There's probably going to be a speedy unboxing soon if I am able to get down to my local comic shop. Again, my Memory Lane Comics down in Wilmington, North Carolina. Best folks, best shop. They do mail order too, so go patronize them. I mean, that's the proper word. It just sounds weird. go support Memory Lane. But I may be picking up they have the crosshair, the Hot Toys crosshair, because I got rather, I feel like such a mook that I got in to doing the Hot Toys Bad Batch figures. Because now that we know they changed their outfits for season 2, they haven't even finished the squad yet. Once you get started, I got the Hunter, and then once I got the Hunter, it's like, well, I kind of need to get the Echo because that's out now. Then once you get that, then you might as well get the Crosshair. But it's the Bad Batch version, not the Imperial version, which is the one we normally see for him. And then Wrecker, and then Tech, and then I'm assuming we're never going to get an Omega from them. So you'll never have the full Bad Batch. Oh, Hot Toys. It's so frustrating. Yeah, I assume, Sean, that you've walked across the street and seen the Crosshair. I got the notification that they're in. So what I'm saying is look for a speedy unboxing on my channels on TikTok, on Instagram. That's where I take a hot toy and unbox it in 60 seconds or less. Have a nice little spotlight on it. Do I have anything else sitting here? Is there anything else that I could talk about? Well, I'm waiting to see if you have any further questions or comments. A figure that I've always wanted. I mean, there's been ones that have been hard to find that are modern that I'm trying to think if there's any. I mean, nearly anything that I would want is somewhat attainable. I mean, there's stuff that'd be nice to have, like finishing out the classic Star Wars figure line. So getting things like, Yak Face, or any of those sort of end of line figures for the original Kenner line. But that's sort of more like it'd be nice to have, but it's not the end of the world if I don't get them. It's not like it's a massive dream to fulfill that. I mean, there are certainly some modern Black Series figures that are hard to find, and TVC figures that are harder to find, that it would be swell to get. No, I mean, I got a Dr. Afra finally, thanks to Landspeeder Luke. So that has been fulfilled. I don't have a 000. I have BT. Those are the murder droids that run with Afra. I don't have the 000. I'm still missing that. What else? I mean, if only it wasn't such a bad looking figure, the Hutt Slayer Leia that came out and will probably never come out again. Yeah, I think that's. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot that is sort of like a dying desire to get. It's more just it's fun to get. Yeah, the Hot Toys. It's if you once you get one, it's hard not to really like them and and want to get more. But it's definitely sort of it's not an easy hobby to maintain at all. Hey, Brian, thank you very much. Thank you for swinging by, and I appreciate the birthday tidings. Yeah, Hot Toys is a slippery slope, indeed. I'm sure Sean will attest to that. Is that I mean the problem is when they are on the top of their game, they just look amazing. I mean, you can see the Hoth, Leia, and the Ahsoka sitting back there. There's also, if I can swing the camera a little bit, there's Jyn Erso. Yeah, there's a few Hot Toys up here. I can't swing the camera that far. Beyond that, there's Mando over there with a Grogu. So yeah, I've got. Oh, and there's. I mean, if you can see the reflection behind. In fact, there's the Indiana Jones toy right there behind me, and a few others. There's the Avengers: Age of Ultron, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver on either side of the Indiana Jones, the Raiders of the Lost Ark fertility idol prop replica that Sideshow put out. I don't know, a dozen years ago. Yeah, so there's a few Hot Toys around. They're amazing figures. It's amazing work. It's amazing magic what they're able to pull off in that 6 scale. But yeah, very slippery slope to go down. Yeah. So I think this is probably a good time to wrap up the stream with a big thank you again to you all for watching this last minute birthday stream. Thank you all for the very kind birthday wishes and the conversation. It has been very appreciated on this day. And I look forward to doing it again. And a thank you again to everyone who very kindly sent in gifts or bought stuff off the Amazon wish list. Very much appreciated. Mike, Mark, Hal, Heather, everyone who did. Really, really do appreciate it. And all my patrons, all the support throughout the year. It's fun stuff coming up. Fun things. Can't wait to announce some of them. And like I said, that giveaway will be announced soon for you Art of DuckTales fans. So keep an eye out for the info on that. And again, one more time, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't. And in the description, there is a tipping link. There's a link to the Patreon. And there is a link to the Amazon wish list if you'd like to get anything off that. Greatly appreciated. And you may see it in the future open chat. So thank you again. I'll see you all soon. Here's the awkward part where I try and bring this cursor over to the end broadcast while maintaining some kind of eye contact with you there, but still clicking that button, hoping that I'm sliding the cursor down to the actual end broadcast button, because they don't make it easy, clicking that while I say thank you and goodbye.